Today's day 46 of being 100% solar. We're doing pretty good. Refrigeration's been an issue. We spotted something online, 1.8 cubic foot refrigeration unit, sun solar, that runs off a independent panel, or we can connect to our inverter, which we have an 1800 watt inverter with 140 watt panel and one battery. We're about to upgrade to another battery and a wind turbine, and you can do that basically one more time. So you can have 2 solar panels and 2 wind turbines on this unit that we have. And we use it as a plug and play. We don't have it hardwired to the home because we rent, and we have our garden in the backyard, and that's where we get our vegetables from. Otherwise, we buy them locally. Yeah, so that's been going pretty good. Like I said, the refrigeration's been a pain in the ass. But that's okay. The benefits that I'm feeling from living like this, and I can only speak for me and not my wife, I can say that the benefit is that I'm grateful that my wife has been on board 100%, and I think for both of us it's given us more time to spend together. We get pretty busy with school, and you just kind of get, and then when you're not in school, you're trying to drum up a little cash to, as much as you can to pay for things. And so sometimes in the course of that rat race that unfortunately we all have to play to some extent, this has been a great time. I've actually, got time to calm down and kind of relax, think about stuff that I'll be writing about for the next 2 semesters, some ideas, and that's good. So life's pretty good. No real complaints as far as my life goes. My life's great. Always use a little bit more money. Always, But besides that, it's good. What else? I don't know. I'm just going to keep this one just addressing kind of the solar stuff. There's always messages in front of our faces that we should pay attention to. Let's hope everyone's having a good day. And my heart goes out to the families in Aurora. For that's a nasty thing. I adhere to the, maybe if somebody had a gun in there, they would have shot the fucker real quick. And it wouldn't have turned out that way, kind of like the video of the old guy in the internet cafe. Unless we want to subject ourselves to TSA. And I don't know if you've seen any of my past videos, my feelings about other men touching me, or women for that matter, that I don't consent to touching me in places that if I touched you or you touched me, we'd be in prison. We couldn't do that. So, and even the police did that. Police can't even do the stuff the TSA does. So, I'm not for that. I won't look at this as something that makes me not want to have a pistol in my home to protect myself, in the safety of a lockbox that nobody else can get into but me. I had gun safety when I was 13, so that's another thing. Education. We keep talking about education. Well, if people were educated in firearms, we wouldn't have these kind of problems. But you know what? I'm making a prediction right now. The minute that guns are banned, I'm going to invest all my money in sporks, because the rate of murders by knife and baseball bats, because the rate by murder and knife and baseball bats is going to increase. I get that it's not as readily available as a pistol, but neither is your protection. And unless you're carrying a knife and a baseball bat, you are even doubly fucked. So this is my philosophy on it. But watch the sporks. Watch sporks. I think sporks are going to be the they're going to surpass gold and silver. Because that's what they're going to have you eating from. That's the way that this will all end up. The more control you give them, the more sporks you'll get. So hey, they say that you can really rape your country at the time when this stuff's going on by preying off the weak and preying off the suffering to make income. So I think I'll invest in sporks, and then I'll be the sporks king, and then I'll take over the world, right? Okay, how's that sound? We'll be, yeah. Sorry, just this little thought I have about what happens after that, because people kill people. It's been throughout history. Bow and arrows, archery. I bet you investing in crossbows. I mean, all I know, what are you going to do? You get crossbows? No one can have crossbows now? And cars, too, because actually cars kill more people than guns, too. Even if you put this killing into it, which is horrible, and we do have that, yeah, that comes with guns. There is that. But if you actually look at democide, which is governments killing unarmed civilians, it outweighs any number of deaths that, of all the wars combined, okay, governments have killed more civilians than all the military have killed each other in all the wars combined. So if you follow me on that, there's a bigger picture behind this, but if you can't see that, and if you don't study some history, or you can go to hawaii.ed. There is a university study on democide there. You can also Google it. Democide is something that I've done a couple papers on that. Very interesting, very interesting. You know, it's kind of like the Tuskegee stuff, you know, because our government would never inject people with things that could kill them, would they? No, no. That would never happen in this country, ever. It would never be documented time and time and time and time again, and how they also did that in South America, the same experiments, da-da-da-da-da-da. That wouldn't be true. Our government wouldn't do that because they love us. Right. So I'm with you. Let's give all our power to the government. Let's give them everything that they want. And, you know, like my dogs, you know, we can be just like my dogs. I love my dogs, you know, but ultimately they are my slaves in a way. You know, they can't leave the fenced yard. I have to keep them safe. I wonder how much happier they would have been in the wild with a pack of their own. Nevertheless, that's not the situation. So let's free the dogs too after we free ourselves. How about that? Let's do that. Let's start freeing ourselves. Let's not keep following this, you know, whatever's going on here. You got to wake up. Free your mind. Free your mind. Try looking at some of this media that you hate so much that you think all these conspiracy theorists. Why don't you watch it for a few months and then look at what you see in the environment and tell me how wrong they are. Because I've been watching this for, you know, at least 10, 12 years, paying attention to this, not including when I was younger and already had my own stuff, but since I started really waking up and paying attention and realizing how many things that I do that I'm like, why do I even do that? Why do I even think that way? And you know, you'd be surprised when you start to look at why and how. How did I get that idea? Because I've never experienced that. That was somebody else's experience. But yet I took it as my own and my own fact. You have to experience life for yourself or not. But you know, I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's give all our power to the government. But before we do that, let's just read up on democide. Real easy. You can do a quick little cliff note. There is tons of information, and these are factual information things. But yeah, why don't you try looking at that before we start talking about, you know, giving our guns up. Thanks. I appreciate it. You know, as always, it's not edited, so hey, you know, it is what it is. Thanks very much for watching.